Oh, bull or bear tomorrow. Let's see what the coin thinks. Let's see where the coin lands. And she looks like she's landing on a bull right now. I hope so, because it has been a tough week for gold and silver and platinum since last Friday, when we were up close to that $21 mark, and we were sitting close to the $1,800 mark in gold, and platinum was sitting at, what the heck was it, 950, 960. Well, anyways, got the live Pennicamp, John Pennicamp cam up here, which is in just north of Islamorada, for you South Florida folks that are familiar with that area, in the Florida Keys, and about, 2.5, 3 hours south of us people here in Broward County. Not too much to look at. It looks like they got the cam pointed at the grass right now. Saw a couple barracuda and some really cool tropical fish out there. But I'm not going to make you wait for it. If you want to watch a really great, another great South Florida cam, it's the, here it is, the Pennicamp Coral Cam. And it's a live camera too as well. You'll find it very interesting and very soothing. Listen, my quote of the day is, listen, if we don't stop behaving like the British Empire, we'll end up like the British Empire. And unfortunately, I think this is already the case. I think we're seeing the decline of the empire. You know, in our period of history right now, and for us being right in the middle of it, or in the beginning of it, or the whatever stages we are in the end of the empire, we're definitely there. Did it start happening 100 years ago? Did it start happening 10 years ago? I think all empires are destined to end at some time. I mean, it just happens to. Even the British Empire, the greatest empire for a long time, the French Empire, all of them, the Roman Empire, they all end at some point. And why do they end? Well, you know, stupidity mostly. Greed and stupidity, the two main issues and the two biggest problems that humans have, greed and stupidity. You know, remember the golden goose story? Well, most humans are very good at cutting the head off the goose to try to get to those eggs, and that's very typical of how empires decline. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that story. What we are going to talk about right now is precious metal prices, which kind of suck if you ask me. I got a little pissed off today. I mean, it's a great opportunity to buy the dips and everything like this, but I mean, how much can you take of this clear, blatant manipulation and rigging of the precious metal markets, you know, the COMEX markets? And I'm just so tired of talking about it. But what it does do is it does provide an opportunity to buy a real product. Remember, you're not buying a Cerberus or any kind of you're not buying crypto, something that doesn't really exist. If you're buying real gold and silver, real platinum, you're fine. You're getting in at really discount levels thanks to these manipulators and these collusive short positions in the COMEX markets. But for those of you that have been waiting for some time to see active movement upwards, for the new folks out there and for people looking into the market, hey, I'm going to invest in gold and silver. And when they hear about this manipulation, they hear that how crooked these markets are, they just don't want to play sometimes. And that's not really a good way to look at it as well, because you know, the manipulation does end. It always does, and it never ends well for the people that do the manipulations. I mean, take a look at the Lehman short position in silver, which you know, Lehman basically was about to default on until they were saved, and J.P. Morgan came in and took over the. Thank you very much, J.P. in 2008, taking over Lehman's silver position, and manipulating the price of silver from their point onwards until they get busted in 2017. But we're not going to get into that. We'll talk about that in a moment. Man, I'm about to sneeze. Hang on one second. Oh man, how many people do that live? It's not really live, but unedited sneeze. All right, let's take a look at markets. I mean, we're in that sub $20 silver level, folks. I kind of felt that we were going to see it based on what I've been seeing over the last couple days of the trend downward, especially in the overnight markets. Who the frick trades silver in the overnight markets other than just to drive the price down? And that's exactly what we're seeing. And again, price discovery for silver, particularly, and gold to a smaller degree, is made in the COMEX, CRIMEX markets, and it's made primarily, price discovery is made by these big collusive short, massive commercial short positions. It's just like rinse and repeat. It's the same thing all the time, but no less don't get disappointed. Don't stop playing. Just stack at these prices. I mean, if they're willing to manipulate the prices so stupidly low, all right, you know, you're not buying paper. If you're buying the physical stuff, you're way better off. You're getting an opportunity to buy a metal that has a finite supply on Earth and that's been viewed as money for 5,000 years at super discounted prices at where we're sitting right now, especially right now, 1667, 1980, 80. Come on, this is just ridiculously stupid low prices, and it's set by crooked manipulative paper shorts in the COMEX markets, LMBA markets, and other markets as well, I'm sure. But take advantage of it if you can, and if you can't take advantage of it, don't get discouraged. You know, if you're already bought it in, even at a higher level, just relax. No worries on this. Your day will come. And again, don't look at this as a double up, triple up, quadruple up if you buy gold, silver, and platinum. You know, that could very well happen and most likely will happen. Look at that as icing on the cake. What you need to look at in gold and silver and platinum as a hedge against a fiat dollar. And also, you know, as security, as wealth preservation, because for 5,000 years, nobody's ever woke up and heard that gold and silver or platinum went bankrupt. May have gone down in price in comparative terms to fiat currencies, but never went bankrupt. So you've got good security in your hand there, folks. Even for you folks that have bought at a higher level, you go, oh my gosh, you know, I paid $30 an ounce for silver. I paid, you know, 2,000 bucks an ounce for, folks. It's just hang on. It's good security in your pocket, in your hand, and again, never went bankrupt for 5,000 years. You can't say that about your bank accounts. You can't say that about your stocks, bonds, equities, other type of paper investments, your 401k, your Social Security. Those things can go belly up anytime, and certain things have gone belly up. You know what I'm saying? So, but gold and silver has not gone to revert it to zero, has not gone bankrupt. It's good security, folks. So relax, hang on to what you're doing. I want to talk about last week, a couple times I touched on the subject that I felt that for the last couple months, at least for 2 months, it seems like the gold and silver prices have been following the equities markets. And lo and behold, take a look at these. Equities down as well, gold and silver down. Gold and silver, man, that's a loud car. NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow Jones up, and so was gold at the time. So it was kind of a strange correlation, a similar correlation. I don't know why, but take a look right now. Again, equities markets down, gold down as well. Crude up a little bit, and we don't talk about Bitcoin anymore just because, God, that's not my expertise. Like to look at the comparisons of Bitcoin once in a while, but all right, anyways, let's move along here. And ZH Zero Hedge says FOMC minutes, which was the Fed, the Fed minutes today was kind of released, what they're talking about, what they plan on doing. And a lot of people read into what the Fed's going to do, try to figure out what's going to happen. Again, moving around their assets, based on what the Fed may or may not say. That's kind of what we've been going on for a long time. This has not been a free marketplace. This has been a marketplace driven by Fed speak, all right? I mean, come on, we call it what it is. And usually before the Fed minutes, before the Fed starts talking to congressional people, before the Fed releases rates and stuff like that, gold and silver markets typically get monkey hammered on the basis that if the Fed is going to continue to raise rates, that's somehow bad for gold, which is a bullshit narrative. Was only probably a good narrative back when CDs were paying 12 and 13% during the Volcker years, and gold and silver was kind of falling from its $800 epic level. But again, that was manipulated as well, folks. Not by the Hunt brothers, but by the CME COMEX group and the bullion bankers. We've talked about that many times. Not going to go down that rabbit hole right now. Let's take a look at the gold prices here. God, a sip of water here. Man, I got to do these morning shows. I keep talking about it like a broken record, then I still end up doing these evening shows. Sorry. Give me 1 sec. Okay, let's get on to GATA.org. A couple articles in here. If you're a stacker, a gold and silver stacker, Gold, silver stacker, you still need to be watching gold, because where gold goes, silver will follow at some point, and kind of what we're seeing right now, I believe. Bloomberg details how commodity fraud works, but of course omits gold. Interesting article that you should read, but Bloomberg is just, they're another corporate full of shit, in my opinion, full of shit. Corporate media, mouthpiece for government and the markets like the CME Group and all the, again. Bloomberg details how the commodity fraud works, but of course omits talking about gold. They're talking about the copper markets, how those, how that stuff is fraudulently moved around. But they're not talking about silver markets, obviously, because Bloomberg, for some reason, will not bring up the manipulation of the markets, the silver markets. But let's move along here to convicted criminals of J.P. Morgan. Everyone's talking about the criminality of these. The criminality of the J.P. Morgan group, the criminality of Chinese commodities brokers in the LME group, the criminality. But no one wants to talk about where the criminality happens. And when it comes to the silver and when it comes to gold and other things, it happens in the CME Group COMEX markets. These are the people that run let's call it the casino, in which all the big players and all the other small players play, all right? And the casino is the CME Group. The casino is COMEX, the CRIMEX, NYMEX market hours, the Globex markets hours. That is the casino. And that's where the manipulation happens, and it happens because the CME Group, who runs that casino, who runs the platform in which gold and silver prices are dictated on, is crooked. And they don't care. They don't do anything about it. They haven't done anything about it. Maybe they are behind the scenes right now. Maybe they will here shortly. Maybe out of just sheer preservation, understanding that if one of the big commercial silver shorts goes down, that it could cause a lot of problem for the CME Group. Obviously, I don't think they're too worried about the 10% of the people out there that know how the CRIMEX markets operate. Because the credibility is becoming a factor right now. And again, the credibility of the CME Group and their COMEX markets, because of silver, which is such a small market out there, is becoming more scrutinized. And anyway, when you don't trust the casino, you're not going to play there, all right? And I've explained that in that terms to many people here. If you don't trust COMEX, and you don't trust the CME Group's NYMEX and Globex markets, where gold and silver prices are discovered on, or where gold and silver prices are made. If you don't trust them, you're not going to play there. And if you don't play there, it means that CME Group is not going to make any money. So I'm hoping that eventually that's how this whole criminal manipulation behavior happens, is that people just stop playing, the shorts stop playing, or the long positions start playing, saying, listen, you're catering to these big commercial shorts. You're just a big, anyways. You got my point. I've talked about this 100 times, and good articles to read here on gata.org. Russian government plans to break the LBMA monopoly on gold. I hope that happens, but again, I don't trust governments of any type. Whether it's Russian governments, U.S. governments, Chinese governments, or whatever. Best deals out there, folks. Oh, I had one of my viewers call and tell me that he made a trade on a large Silver Eagle deal. He traded large amounts of Silver Eagle for a bunch of generic, I think he said kilo bars and other things, and he put an extra, quite a bit, an extra 20% or 30% more silver in his holdings and got rid of the premium in Silver Eagles. I believe that's the way it went. It's been a long day, but I'd like to thank him for calling, or her. Okay, it was a him. I'd like to thank him for calling and letting me know that someone's listening out there, and someone made quite a good move by increasing their silver holdings substantially by listening to my advice. And I'm going to still advise that right now. If you got Silver Eagles, get rid of them. Trade them for, find a person like me in South Florida. And if you don't live in South Florida and you don't have a large amount of ounces that I can't trade you on a phone call with Concierge Bullion Services, find yourself a good local dealer to do that trade, because it pays right now. I think we've been paying like anywhere from $7 to $9 over for Silver Eagles, and we've been selling kilos for spot plus $3 and less, and also 100-ounce bars for spot plus 290 and less. So I mean, think about that. If you trade in, 1,000 Silver Eagles and you're getting an $8 premium just on average, that's an extra $8,000 you're getting, and you're only going to pay an extra $2,900. Think about that. You're getting an extra $5,000 worth of silver that you can put in your pocket. That's why I'm advising to trade your Silver Eagles and trade your 90% for 100-ounce bars, kilo bars. And by the way, my price on 1-ounce silver bars has come down substantially, and so has 10-ounce bars and other things. So I got some great deals here at Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals. So if you're in South Florida, make sure you stop by and see us. I can beat APMEX, APMEX, SD, and JM Bullion on their prices for their reasonably priced bullion products, and other guys out there as well. If you're buying larger deals, over 2,500 ounces of silver and over 100 ounces of gold, I can beat the big guys out there too. Anyways, give me a call, and I can show you what I can do. In fact, go out and find your best price. Let me know who it's from, and if they're a good, legitimate seller, I will probably beat their prices as well. Again, that's over 2,500 ounces of silver and over 100 ounces of gold. And if you live in South Florida, I will beat the local guys. Oh, geez, that's a friend of mine I haven't heard from in a while. Oh, Randy, my friend Randy. I'll give him a call back. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to let that ring in your ears. Let's kind of just move along from there and talk about yesterday's video. It's Dog Days of Summer. Silver Summer is a hot opportunity. That was Marcelo's title. Not too bad, because it really is true. Silver Summer is a hot opportunity. If you haven't bought in already and you're not too disappointed, what a great opportunity. Premiums have come down substantially, and the price of silver is sub 20 right now. So it is a great opportunity for the new folks buying it at these levels right here. And let me just answer some questions, and we'll see where we're going from here. 1 second here. Welco Services says, you didn't get notified. Oh, that's sorry, man. Sorry to hear that. Mark, what's going on? Not familiar with that person, but I'm glad you guys like to share information, data, and other links to other YouTubers that talk about this kind of stuff. What's up, Silver Liner? And let me here, I'm going to kind of move into, I know why fish are smart, because they travel in schools. Boating accidents, yeah, they happen, man. And Rasputin, SD has a new 1 ounce piece at $2.99 over spot. Not quite sure how many you got to buy at that level. But yeah, SD does loss leaders. A lot of companies do what they called loss leaders in the old day, where you would sell a product barely over your cost just to get their phone number and get their address so you can spam them with other stuff. That's what SD, APMEX, and JM probably does as well, because they do get your email, they do get your phone number somehow. And you're going to pay $5 or $10 for a good contact or more in precious metals right now. For them to give away a couple dollar premium, that's why they're doing it. That's why occasionally you'll see these companies offer stuff at like below wholesale even, because what it costs them to get leads is a lot more than what it costs them to give away a premium on a couple products. Thanks for commenting, Rasputin. I hope that explained it. Large Farber says nothing beats 24 karat buffaloes. They are pretty, they are bold, but at $160 to over, you can buy bars for spot plus $80. Save, think about it. On 10 ounces, you'd save yourself like $800 versus bars versus buffaloes. But I do love the buffaloes like you do. They are a beautiful design. Thanks for commenting, Parva. Linda, I love the fish too. And your mom says I can talk about fish, and someone says I'm the best. No, I'm not the best. You're the best for watching. Thank you very much, Maga Pilot. And KS, awesome too. Thank you. Couldn't do it without you guys watching. If I didn't think anyone was watching, taking advice, like the guy that took my advice with the Silver Eagles and put a lot more silver in his pocket, man, that was awesome. I mean, I feel good when I help people like that. What's up there, Nick? Nick, I'm doing an LS swap. Yes, I am. I got a Trans Am, 81 Trans Am, smoking a Bandit version, black with the gold that I'm going to do and make it look really nice. Put probably disc brakes all the way, big disc brakes all the way around, a good LS swap, and kind of make it look as stock as possible. A little sleeper, so to speak. Don, what's going on? How are you doing? I hope you're doing well. And Michael Matthews and Michael Dyer. Well, that's it, folks. I'm going to call it quits this evening. Think for yourself, question authority, and most of all, question what you believe to be the truth is. Because remember, your opinion And your narrative is based on what you have learned from other people, maybe incorrect sources, including schools, governments, news, media, all that stuff. So always question what you think you know first, and it makes it much easier to question others, and especially to question authority. Hey, thanks for watching. This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Ware Coins and Concierge Bullion Services in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. If you're looking to buy more than 100 ounces of gold and more than 2,500 ounces of silver, and you're anywhere in the continental United States, please call us at this number right here, and we're happy to help you out. If you live in South Florida and anywhere near us, and you can reach us at our brick and mortar store between 10 and 4 Mondays through Fridays, we're always here. Visit us at Commercial Ware Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. All right, folks, that's it. Dog days of summer. I'm going to try to grab a bite to eat here, enjoy my evening, and I hope you do as well. Talk to you soon. Bye now.